What if I kissed you right now? Would it bring us any closer?
What in your own part can you say to this?
Nothing, but this is so.
Till now some 9 moons wasted, they have used their dearest action in the tented field. In little of this great world can I speak, more than pertains to the feats of royals in battle. And therefore, till shall I grace my cause in speaking for myself. Yet by your gracious patience I will around, unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjuration, and what mighty magic for such proceeding I am charged withal. I won his daughter.
A maiden, never bold, of spirit so still and quiet that her motion blushed at herself, and she, in spite of nature, of years, of country, credit, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on? Is it a judgment, maimed and most perfect, that will confess perfection, so err against all rules of nature, and must be driven to find out the practices of cunning hell, why this should be? I therefore vouch again that with some mixtures powerful over the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof, without more wider, more overt tests than these thin habits and poor likelihoods of modern seeming to prefer against him.
But Othello, speak! Did you, by indirect and forced curses, subdue and poison this young maiden's affections? Or came it by request in such fair question as soul to soul afore death?
Send for the lady to the sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the officer I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ancient, conduct them. You best know the place. Until she come, as truly as to heaven, I do confess the vices of my blood. So justly, to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Say it, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life. From year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes that I've passed, I ran it through, even from my boyish days, to the very moment that he bade me tell it, wherein I spoke of most disastrous chances, moving accidents by flood and field. From hairbreadth escapes, I had the imminent deadly breached of being taken by the insolent foe, and sold to slavery of my redemption thence. Importance in my traveler's history, wherein of Antris, vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks, hills, whose heads touched heaven, was my hint to speak, such was my process. And of the cannibals that eat each other, the anthropophagi, and men whose heads grow beneath their shoulders. These things to hear Desdemona would seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her hence. Whichever as she could, with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with greedy ear devour my discourse, which I observing, took once a pliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage delay, whereof by parcels she had something heard, but not attentively. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of kisses. She swore in faith, 'twas strange, 'twas passing, strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this end I spake, she loved me for the dangers I'd passed, and I loved her, that she did pity them. This is the only witchcraft I have used. Here comes a lady, let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter too. Good Barbantio, take up this mangled matter at the best. Men do their broken weapons rather use than their bare hands.
Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this noble company where most you owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. My life and education both do learn me. There is respect you, you are the lord of duty. I am Hithra, your daughter, but here is my husband. And so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I may profess due to the more, my lord.
God be with you. Please it your state on to the state affairs. I had rather adopt a child than to get it. Come hither, Moor. I here do give thee that with all my heart. I would keep from thee for your sake, jewel. I am glad at soul I have no other child, for thy escape would teach me tyranny. To hang clogs on them I have done, my lord.
Like yourself and lay a sentence, which as a grace or step may help these lovers. When remedies are past, the griefs are ended, by seeing the worst which late on hopes depended. To mourn a mischief that is past and gone is the next way to bring new mischief on. What cannot be preserved when fortune takes, patience or injury a mockery makes. The rob that smiles steals something from the thief. He robs himself that spends a bootless grief.
He bears the sentence well that nothing bears, but the free comfort which from thence he hears. But he bears both the sentence and the sorrow, that to pay the grief must of poor patience borrow. These sentences, to sugar or to gall, be strong on both sides, are equivocal. But words are words. I never yet did hear that the bruised heart was pierced through the ears. I humbly beseech you, proceed to the affairs of the state.
The Turk, with the most mighty preparation, makes for Cyprus. Othello, the fortitude of the place is best known to you. And though we have there a substitute of the most allowed sufficiency, yet opinion, a more sovereign mistress of effects, there is a more safer voice on you. You must therefore be content to slumber the gloss of your new misfortunes with this more stubborn and boisterous expedition.
Tyrant custom, most grave senators have made the flinty and steel couch of war my thrice-driven bed of down. I act as a natural and prompt alacrity. I find in hardness, and do undertake. This present war is against the Ottomites, most humbly therefore bending to your state. I crave fit disposition for my wife, due reference of place and exhibition, with such accommodation of the sort as levels with her breeding.
Why, at her father's.
I will not have it so.
Nor I.
Nor would I there reside, to put my father in impatient thoughts by being in his eyes. Most gracious Duke, to be my unfolding led your preposterous ear, and let me find a charter in your voice to assist my simpleness.
What would you, Desdemona?
That I did love the more to live with him, by downright violence in storm of fortunes make trumpet to the world, my heart subdued even to the very quality of my lord. A moth of peace, and he go to the war, the rights for why I love him are bereft me. And I a heavy interim shall support, by his dear absence let me go with him.
Let her have your voice, vouch with me. Heaven I therefore beg it not, to please the palate of my appetite, nor to comply with heat the young effects in my defunct, and proper satisfaction, but not to be free and bounteous to her mind. And heaven defend your good souls that you think I will your serious and great business scant when she is with me. No, when light-winged toys of feathered Cupid steal with wanton dullness, my speculative and office instrument, that my disports corrupt and taint my business. Let housewives make a skillet of my helm, and all in dine and based adversities make head against my estimation.
Be it as you shall privately determine either for stay or going. The affair cries haste, and speed must answer it.
You must away tonight.
With all my heart.
At 9 in the morning here we'll meet again. Othello, leave some officer behind, and he shall our commission bring to you. And such things else of quality and respect as doth import you.
So please my grace, my ancient, a man of he is honest and trust. To this conveyance I assign my wife, with what else needful your good grace shall think to be sent after me.
Let it be so, and good night to everyone, and noble senior. If virtue no delighted beauty lack, your son-in-law's far more fair than black.
Adieu, brave Moor, use Desdemona well. Look to her, Moor, if thou hast eyes to see. She has deceived her father and made thee.
My life upon her faith, honest Iago, must I leave to thee. I prithee, let thy wife attend on her, and bring them after the best advantage. Come, Desdemona, I have but an hour.
of love, of worldly matter, of direction, to spend with thee. We must obey the time.
And if we were a secret, how long could you keep it? Keep it to yourself, don't tell nobody else.
Holly!
We're just gonna have to cut that.
Oh crap, sorry.
Wait, I don't know who I'm talking. Sorry.
Here is my noble husband.
Most humbly, therefore, bending to our state, I crave.